Hello fellow Otaku fans. Today's episode of Anitube we're counting down the best anime where the main character is an overpowered magic user. If you are new to this channel, feel free to subscribe so that you will not miss my other top anime content. Without further ado, let's get started. Dreaming of changing the world for good, Akuto Sai transfers to Constant Magic Academy, where he befriends a virtuous ninja clan member, Junko Hattori. On the way to the academy, they vow to make the world a better place together. However, the situation suddenly takes a turn for the worse. Upon his arrival, it is prophesied that he will become the Demon King. As word of his destiny spreads, the school begins to fear him, and Junko's trust in him falters. While Akuto is determined to not let his predicted future control his fate, it seems as though everything he says and does only serve to reinforce the fact that he is destined to be the Demon King. Moreover, he is surrounded by a harem of beautiful girls who each have their own plans for him, ranging from bringing him to justice to simply showering him with love. With his newly awakened powers, Akuto must cope with his constantly growing list of misfortune and fight to prove that his fate is not set in stone. While on the surface Yu Otasaka appears to be just another charming and intelligent teenager, he has a secret. He has the ability to slip into people's minds and fully control their body for 5 seconds at a time. Yu has been using this skill for years to gain the highest grades, which allowed him to enter a prestigious high school. When the enigmatic Naotomori catches Yu using his power, she coerces him and his sister Ayumi into transferring to Hashinaomi Academy, a school for students with supernatural abilities. The student council of the school, led by Nao, is tasked with secretly tracking down adolescents who abuse their powers. Yu is forced to join the student council, and together, they face formidable challenges that bring him closer to the shocking truth that his own, seemingly incomplete ability might be more powerful than he could have ever imagined. An original story from Jun Mita, creator of Angel Beats and Clannad, Charlotte, explores the supernatural lives of these teenagers and the price they must pay for being special. In the previous century, an unprecedented disaster known as the Inversia drastically reformed the world. The powers of existing nations declined significantly, paving the way for a conglomerate called the Integrated Empire Foundation to assume control. But more importantly, the Inversia led to the emergence of a new species of humans who are born with phenomenal physical capabilities, the Genistella. Its elite are hand-picked across the globe to attend the top 6 schools, and they duel amongst themselves in entertainment battles called festas. Hayato Amagiri is a scholarship transfer student at the prestigious Sadoukan Academy, which has recently been suffering from declining performances. Through a series of events, he accidentally sees the popular Witch of Resplendent Flames, Julius Alexia von Riesfeld, half-dressed. Enraged, Julius challenges him to a duel for intruding on her privacy. After said duel is voided by the student council president, Hayato reveals that he has no interest in festas. Instead, he has enrolled in the academy to investigate the whereabouts of his missing elder sister. But when a more devious plot unravels, Hayato sets out to achieve victory while being surrounded by some of the most talented Genistella on the planet. In the dawn of the 21st century, magic, long thought to be folklore and fairy tales, has become a systematized technology and is taught as a technical skill. In first high school, the institution for magicians, students are segregated into 2 groups based on their entrance exam scores. Blooms, those who receive high scores, are assigned to the first course, while weeds are reserve students assigned to the second course. Mahouka Kauku no Redise follows the siblings, Tsuya and Miyuki Shiba, who are enrolled in first high school. Upon taking the exam, the prodigious Miyuki is placed in the first course, while Tsuya is relegated to the second course. Though his practical test scores and status as a weed show him to be magically inept, he possesses extraordinary technical knowledge, physical combat capabilities, and unique magic techniques, making Tsuya the irregular at a magical high school. One day, the bright red sun stopped shining, causing the breakdown phenomenon, the destruction of Arata Kasuga's town, and the disappearance of the people inhabiting it. All, however, is not yet lost. By utilizing the magical grimoire given to him by his childhood friend and cousin Hijiri Kasuga, Arata's world gets artificially reconstructed. In order to investigate the phenomenon, Lilith Asami appears before Arata, whose artificial world suddenly disintegrates. He is given two choices: hand over the book or die. However, Arata chooses the third option, enrolling in the top-secret magic school Royal Biblia Academy, where 6 other magical users await him. Together with Lilith, these 6 form the Trinity Seven, the elite of the school who each bolster their own power and skill. With the ambition to save Hijiri and the help of his newfound friends, Arata stops at nothing to prevent the destruction of his beloved hometown and to bring his best friend back. Years ago, humanity almost got wiped out by huge magical armored insects that had become too strong and aggressive to handle. Because of these giant bugs, humans do not live on the earth anymore, but in floating cities instead. However, this does not mean that everything is lost, because the wizards from prestigious floating wizard academies are fighting these monsters. Kanata Age is a young man now labeled as a traitor, even though he was once praised as the Black Master swordsman. He gets a chance to repair his reputation by instructing the Team E601, which seems to be facing some difficulties. It consists of 3 girls, Misara Whitetail, Lekti Eisenach, and Riko Flammel, each with problems of their own. It appears that Kanata will get in deep waters more than once because of them. When it comes to the fantasy MMORPG Cross Reverie, none can match the power of the Demon King Diablo. Possessing the game's rarest artifacts and an unrivaled player level, he overpowers all foolish enough to confront him. But despite his fearsome reputation, Diablo's true identity is Takuma Sakamoto, a shut-in gamer devoid of any social skills. Defeating hopeless challengers day by day, Takuma cares about nothing else but his virtual life, that is, until a summoning spell suddenly transports him to another world where he has Diablo's appearance. In this new world resembling his favorite game, Takuma is greeted by the 2 girls who summoned him. Remgalu, a petite Pantherian adventurer, and Shara L. Greenwood, a busty elf summoner. They perform an enslavement ritual in an attempt to subjugate him, but the spell backfires and causes them to become his slaves instead. With the situation now becoming more awkward than ever, Takuma decides to accompany the girls in finding a way to unbind their contract while learning to adapt to his new existence as the menacing Demon King. The world as we know it is actually just half the story, as Takeshi Nanis finds out abruptly one summer morning. On his way to kendo practice, Takeshi comes across an unconscious girl in a uniform he doesn't recognize. Takeshi does the decent thing and saves her, and in return the girl wakes up and accidentally turns him into a magic user. As Takeshi finds out, there is the world he lives in and the world of magic users. Most magic users just want to peacefully coexist with non-magicians, but there are some with bigger ambitions. Muiiba is a magician enrolled in the Subaru Magic Academy, where magic users can learn to control and channel their powers and how to live in peace with regular humans. After his fateful encounter with Mui, Takeshi and his newly magician friends Harumi Isashima and Kazumi Ida decide to enroll in the Magic Academy as well. All 3 friends have different reasons for fighting on, whether they're fighting to escape the past or catch up to the future. They wield different kinds of powers, which they must learn to harness in order to fight off the Ghost Trailers, a group of magicians who are willing to use violence to assert their superiority over humans. Pursued by the Ghost Trailers, Takeshi and his friends must train to become stronger, face the leader of the Trailers, and prevent the beginning of the Second Great Magic War. About 30 years prior to the start of Hagure Yusha no Aesthetica, a number of selected people from Earth were summoned to other worlds, with only about half of them being able to return. One of the young people chosen was Akatsuki Asawa, who was sent to Alazard to defeat the Dark Lord Garius, which he did, before returning to his original world. Some of the successful chosen ones brought back little trinkets as souvenirs. Akatsuki, on the other hand, went a different route. He brought back the defeated Dark Lord's daughter, Mew, who is now posing as his long-lost little sister. Upon returning, Akatsuki and Mew are forced to join a special school called Babel, where they must train to one day master the powers they gained in Alazard, in hopes that they will one day be able to serve mankind. Will Akatsuki and Mew be able to keep her true identity a secret, or will their plan to live peaceful lives together go up in flames? Saritsukai no Blade dance takes place at a very prestigious school for holy shrine princesses called Arishia Spirit Academy. At this school, the girls train to be elementalists and try to form slave contracts with spirits so that they can compete in battles against one another. Only females have this privilege, at least until now. Kamito Kazuhaya is a normal guy in pretty much all respects, except for the fact that he's the first man in 1,000 years to be able to form a contract with a spirit, which he stole from a shrine princess named Claire Rouge. Additionally, the headmaster of the school, Greyworth, has summoned him to enroll and is forcing him to participate in a special tournament that will take place 2 months down the road. With Claire demanding that he become her contracted spirit, will Kamito even manage to survive the entire 2 months until the tournament takes place? That's the wrap of our top 10 anime where the main character is an overpowered magic user. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will not miss my other top anime. So I'll see you next time here in Anitube.